Well, hello, hello, hello. We will get started momentarily, I promise. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you guys joining me today. I need to relay myself. All right, I did that. Got that done. Who is that coming in as GovBrief along with me?
I
Is that you,
signed up
Rob?
as a I signed up as a regular Joe, but I guess I'm
I I guess you came in as you. All right, you can come in. That's all right. We'll get cooking. We'll let folks get here in a minute. I really appreciate you guys joining. We don't do this very often. Um, it winds up being a we like the shoemaker's son, where we wind up don't show off ourselves very much, and I appreciate you guys joining me to be able to do that. Great to see you, Rob. Rob runs Fed 360. We're not really going to talk a lot about Fed 360 today because today we're talking about reaching project managers, essentially project managers, program people in the federal space. And I appreciate you guys joining us. We'll let people land in here a little bit. I think we have like 45 people signed up, so it's not a ton of people, but I appreciate you guys joining us. Gary Sutphin is here. Fantastic. Good to see you. Stacy, good to see you. Steven, good to see you. I see some regulars, which is great. So some of you know we're going to know a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today. But we'll let folks meander on in here for the next minute. While we're at it, do me a favor, change your let me do it first. Hold it. Change your chat from hosts and panelists to everyone, and then everybody we can have a free for all a little bit and talk. And I appreciate you joining us. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. Today, we're talking about GovBrief. GovBrief provides a service called Interagency Briefings. We use interagency briefings to literally do this, leverage these to engage, educate, and influence the federal decision makers. And this is an important thing because every one of us needs to do it. When I was in this world, I got started back in 2007, didn't have any experience in 2007. And then in 2009, I started ISI Federal. And in 2012, we started using the term GovBrief Interagency Briefings. We did this because that's what the government wants to see. So today, we're going to be talking about what these briefings are, what are interagency briefings, how they work, and how you can use them to be able to reach these folks. In your handouts, I'm going to give your handouts in a few minutes. I saw this article last week from Forbes with 20 strategies to highlight the uniqueness of your product or service. I was literally looking at what's out there for people to be able to promote themselves and get themselves their competitive differentiators. And these are just a few of the 20. But leverage webinars and in-person workshops. We're going to talk about that today, specifically using webinars as part of GovBrief, and because that's what GovBrief is. And then the second part is position your product in front of your target audience. First of all, you got to know you got to know the people who are in your target audience. Then you have to get yourself in front of them. And then you have to engage them, and I like this, engage them with purpose or mission. Now, this was really written for consumers, but I think it really applies to us as well. And then secure a distinct and influential market position. Love that. Influence, one of my favorite words. Share real success stories and testimonials. Obviously, that's a great thing. And highlight real results with examples. We're going to do that today. But we also do that as part of the product and service that we provide to you with GovBrief. All right, so I do have a question for everybody. First of all, let's get to know each other a little bit. How long have you been in business? And Do you have any direct federal business now? And have you ever been to a GovBrief session? So some of you have been on GovBrief for education from industry, for the industry, because we use GovBrief to educate industry, but we built it to educate government. Why? Because if we don't educate the government, we wind up getting behind the curve. So let me know about that. And then I'm going to ask you the next question that I have. I meant to do this first. That's why I say, man, I am so out of my element when I'm talking about my own stuff versus promoting other people. It's really wild, Rob. It is an absolute wild thing. So anyway, I'm going to end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2. Wallflowers unite and finish up. Let's go. I will shame you into responding if I have to. All right, here we go. So I appreciate it. Let's share this out. So we've got one person that's brand new. Most everybody's been around for a while. And 33% have been to a GovBrief session, so I appreciate that. And 30% have federal direct contracts. All right, so let me ask you this. When you're reaching out to people, what is your biggest problem? Finding program people, reaching the decision makers, educating those decision makers, engaging them so that you have interaction with them or gaining influence. Maybe you don't know where to start. And we're going to be talking literally about that next. Let me grab the handouts for you. Hang on a sec. And in here, you're going to find this. And in here, you're going to find the winnable opportunity matrix. When you click on what I just put in the chat, you'll find this. And if you go up into the upper right-hand corner, you can download all these files. Please let me know if you can't get to that. I will make sure we get you those copies as you need. But today we're going to be talking about, I think it's really difficult to do any of these if you don't know who these people are. And we're going to be talking about that. Embedded in this presentation and in the handouts is the winnable opportunity matrix. For those of you who are not familiar with this, it's the ability for us to get ahead of an RFP. That's where we start with knowing days before. Obviously, if you're the incumbent, you're already in the green. The objective is always driving into the green. Contract size, budget, funding. Do you have influence on the scope of work? One of my favorite things. We'll talk about that today. Driving the acquisition strategy, really, really important. We'll talk about that today. And then we'll get into specifically reaching these decision makers. This is the most important part for what we're talking about. Coming from an unknown where they don't know you, you don't know them, and getting you into the green. It absolutely is critical for you if you're going to do this. So the questions that I have, and if we're all starting at this position with unknown, how in the world do we get to these key decision makers, especially the program people? The contracting officers, Rob, you help folks with Fed 360. We were doing with the SAM radar. The objective there is getting to the contracting officer, the methodology for that. There's already a methodology for that, but there's no list of project managers. There's no list of program people. We have 1.2 million federal contacts in our database, and we still don't know everybody that's in the federal government. So with that, we're going to be talking about all those. I'm going to end this poll in another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I love this. Thank you very much for letting me know what that is. Let me look at these details here. I want to make sure that I don't miss anything that's important to you guys. Reaching decision makers. Yep. I'm either submitting a proposal as the only interaction. I love this. I'm either submitting a proposal as the only interaction, having solicitations reconfigured as sole purpose, and I'm out or doing nothing. I love it. So with this, what we're talking about, a lot of folks obviously talking about the importance of not even knowing where to start. I appreciate you guys joining us because this will be good. All right, so we're all starting right here where we don't know these project managers and program people, where we don't have any access of being able to pull these guys from the unknown into the green. Now, in order to do this, we have to have a really good foundation. Now, we have a lot of government personnel, employees in our database, and a lot of these people are project managers and program managers. But we really don't know that much about them. There's no list for these people. There's no list that ties them to the types of projects they're working on. There's no way to be able to tell by NAICS code or PSC, product service code, or any way that you would normally look at things in SAM.gov or Fed 360 or whatever you're using for your research and your intelligence. In this instance, we're talking about having a great foundation in the number of people that we know in the federal government. Second part, the foundation is we want to be educating people. Nobody likes to be sold. Nobody wants to hear about your pitch. Nobody wants that yet. What they need to know is that you can help them solve a problem. So what we want to do is we want to use this as an education platform. That's what GovBrief is. It's an education platform. Now, we do provide white glove support, helping you get from where you are. If you just don't even know where to start, no problem. We know exactly what to do and get you from point A to point Z. We use professionally hosted sessions. I'll give you some examples of those. And when it comes with a finalized professional video that you can use for your marketing. And that's the most important part. So I'm going to give you an example right out of the gate. One of the things I find so exciting, one of the reasons why we schedule this is changing for the better for us as we've been going on this year. We've been doing this for a long time, but there's some changes that are happening. I want to introduce you to Steve Burris. I don't think Steve is here today. Steve's not here. But Steve Burris came on board as a client a couple months ago, and we did a briefing on July 16th for maintaining quality fuel supply and long-term storage tanks. Please, if any of you would have come to this session, raise your hand. Would anybody have signed up to come to this session? Right? Would anybody? Hold on a sec. I got to figure out who that is. Hey, Irian. Is that how you say your name? Irian? Can you unmute for a second? Irian? Tell me why you would want to be Bob. Yes, there will be a recording. Irian, if you can unmute, tell me why you would have come to this session. Because I would love to know. So, first of all, what we need to know, how many program people do you know of? How many people know about you? And how many program people see you as an expert in your field? And then you can get to the place where how many of these people that you've interacted with on the program side of the house have given you insider information. Now, I had no idea whether this was going to work. I mean, we've done a lot of briefings, thousands of them. So when I look at these, I was like, I don't know if anybody's going to care about maintaining quality fuel supply and long-term storage tanks. But let me tell you something. If we're all starting with 0 and then all of a sudden we have 105 people register, now we know about those 105 people. Next is how many people know about Steve. 84 people now know about Steve because they came to the session. 84 people now know that he's an expert in the field of maintaining quality fuel supply. And in that session, 30 said that they have need. Now, you went from 0 to 30 people that have need, but you also have 84 people that you can pursue. This is what we call pipeline development. Now, the other part of that is 5 agreed to meet with Steve. And one of the reasons I put this up today is this right here. This is a message from Steve to me. Shortly after the government webinar we conducted, I received a call. Received a call. How many of us, thumbs up, if you would love to receive a call from somebody from the session, from interacting? Thumbs up. So, he attended the webinar and believed that floating suction, that's what he does, an ongoing fuel quality problem at the embassy's power plant. They have a fuel quality problem. Now, they have 20,000 gallon underground diesel storage tanks. This turns into an opportunity of somewhere between $300,000 and $400,000 for Steve. So my question is Steve getting into the green? Thumbs up if Steve's getting into the green. Now, like I said, most of us, Irian, still want to know. Not letting me unmute myself. Wow, that's weird. Ask to unmute. Try that. But I would appreciate coming to the meeting because I believe exposure to new information is very beneficial for your company. Irian, that's one of the reasons why people do come, is they want to know about new information. That's fine. Most of the time they're coming is because they have a need. We get a few of them that are just like you, Irian. We always love that. So, here is where it comes to you. Reaching out to the different agencies, and I'm going to talk about another case study in just a minute. In this instance, this was maintaining fuel supply. What we want to do is we want to have your topic and your expertise, your name. We'll make you look like Brad Pitt. You pick the date. We'll work a date in the future. It's going to be October, November timeline, but we can get you on the schedule so that you can promote and be out in front of people. So, my next case study is if you have a hot topic. AI is a pretty hot topic. If you have an important solution, maybe you do drones or you do protection for drone swarms. Government wants to know about you right now. Or maybe you have some kind of unique innovation. You have something that's brand new out in the marketplace that they need to know about. Very, very important. They want to know about you. So the question is, how many people know of you? How many people do you know of? How many people do know about you? So here we go. We have artificial intelligence and AI risk management in federal agencies. This I knew was a good topic when I heard it. I didn't know how good it was, but I will say this. 505 people signed up. Most of them on the program side. I think there were 3 contracting officers in that mix. So, in this push, we got them to know about Divine and what they do. So now 505 people know about Divine. 342 people showed up. Now, I have a question for you guys. I would like to know how many events you attend, because I also want to know, after you tell me this, I have another question. How many federal events do you attend every year? Maybe it's just one. Maybe you don't attend any at all. And if you do you have a booth? And if you have a booth, do you speak at those events? Or maybe you speak at the events and you don't have a booth. One of my criteria when I go to events is that I want to speak. I want to be in front of people. I want to be able to draw those people into the room and knock their socks off. So for the folks that do this, we know how expensive these are. Even if it's just going to the events, right? If you're just going to the events, you know that it's expensive. And I want to ask a question. Have you ever been to a federal event where there were 342 program people? Has anybody been to a federal event that had 342 program people that came by your booth or they came to your session if you were speaking? I would say I've been to places where they didn't have 10% of those as far as program people. I've been to places where they didn't have any with the SBA and with their 8A program or with GSA. They would have some contracting people, but most of the program people aren't showing up. So that's what I love. So then we have this one. 186 of these folks gave them insider information. So what does it look like? 63 different agencies. 63 different agencies attended. 505 registered, 342 attended. Here is the feedback that we got. 75 had immediate requirement, 59 in Q4. Folks, we're in Q4 of 2026. It's almost over. Last 40 days. 38 in Q1 of 27 and 14 in Q2 of 27. 19 requested a meeting during the session. Again, we start with a foundation. We will make you look good. In this instance, we had a hot topic, and that's what I love to see. So I'm going to skip over this real quick. All right, let me talk about how GovBrief works and why this is so important. You becoming the subject matter expert is key. First things first, the foundation starts with the agency stakeholders. Who are these people? They are senior people. Some of these, for the AI one, we had 6 CIOs, 8 CISOs, Chief Information Security Officers, dozens of program managers. We had a couple of directors, a couple of deputy directors. All of these people are part of that process. So we have these people and end users as well. I love end users because they give us insider information on what the real problems are. The people that are down in the weeds are the ones that can give us really, really good information. But they could be section chiefs, program managers, chief health information officers. These people, these are from different sessions that we've done. What we do is we take this and we invite these people, but the reason why they come is because we do the agency research and say, hey, this is why this is important to you. We have executive orders. We have memoranda from different agencies. We have performance reports. We look at it and say, hey, this is a problem for you guys. AI risk management is a problem. That's why there's initiatives to try to solve that problem. And there's requirements that come with that say, hey, we need industry to help us solve this problem. And then we also look at their buying activity and patterns so that we can bring in the contracting people when we need to. All of these things we use to be able to push out to the marketplace. And these are the sexiest invitations you'll ever see. We've gone through this so many times. And some people are like, that is the most boring looking thing that you've ever seen. Guess what? Government loves it. They love boring. They're used to reading boring all the time. So when we think about this, we push it out in the framework that they like. And we introduce you as the expert. We give them an overview of why they should attend, who should attend, give them some structure of what they're going to learn, and we set the expectations of what they're going to walk away with based on your expertise in your field. Next, we create the presentation with you. You're the subject matter expert. We just got to make sure you look like the superstar that you are. We give you them case studies to be able to say, this is why this is important. And oh, by the way, it isn't just one that we've done. We've done thousands of these things. And ultimately how they can buy from you. Why? We want to drive that. We want to drive the acquisition strategy to whatever is best for you and them. Throughout the process, we're getting information, just like I'm doing with you right now, getting information. Tell me what the biggest problems are. Tell me how this, tell me what you need. And tell me where you are in the process. If we're going to talk about best practices for fuel quality, what does that look like? Where are you? What are your problems? If you're talking about AI, what is your problems? And we get that engagement, and then we can also use this to qualify your prospects, and then we'll figure out which ones have the most urgency and the most need so that you can do the pursuit. Every one of these people are on your pipeline as soon as we're done the session. And these folks give us the urgency, and we relate that back and say, hey, now you got to do the follow-up. Now you got to do the sales stuff. You got to do the sales stuff, especially when you see this immediately. Oh, sometime in the future. And guess what? Most of these are never going to hit SAM.gov or GSA. The vast majority of these are going to be shifted out of public sight and be purchased from you directly in most instances. I'm going to give you an example of that in just a few minutes. Then we give the follow-up with a call to action. We want them to engage with you with a one-on-one meeting. They'll have the link to the video as well so that they can do the research. They can pass it on to somebody else. I'm telling them when we do this, this is the best part of it, is that we tell them, hey, we're coming after you. We're gonna let you know how we're gonna help you solve your problem. These are the types of folks that we see. These are the types of titles that we see. Assistant director, policy, director. These are the folks that we're going to draw into this. Every one of these turns into a repeatable pipeline so that you can continue your growth. A lot of folks said, hey, I don't even know where to start. This is a fantastic place to start to push your direction in the federal space. So, why are they going to show up to your session? Because they have a need. Nobody's coming to the fuel session if they don't have a need, except for maybe Irian. You love to learn. A couple people maybe. Most everybody's coming because they have a need, and they're looking for a solution to their problems. They have the problem. You give them the problem statement. You put it out in front of them and say, this is how we're going to solve your problem. And most of the time, they don't have a current resource for it, because otherwise they'll be going to the incumbent. The incumbent has an incredible advantage. So what we want to do is we want to make it easy for you to use this to get to these federal decision makers. All we need to do is know what your topic is, what your area of expertise is. We'll get you on the calendar, and we'll start marketing for you to get to the federal government. Finally, my last case study, and then we'll talk about some specifics that you would like to talk about. This is one of my favorites. Just heard that Sally White ran into her yesterday. Como Goyle. We'll talk about Como in a minute. So 6E Technologies, they are experts in robotic process automation. We used what you see on the right. It's a memorandum for all the heads of executive departments for transitioning to electronic records automatically. They're talking about robotic process automation. Oh, by the way, when you look at these become the handouts in your session. We will do the research, and we will leverage this to say, hey, we can use robotic process automation to do transition to electronic records. So here's the briefing statistics. 187 registered, 121 showed up. There were 54 different agencies. During the session, there's a lot of interaction. So we knew that the polls were working. They showed the interest. 34 of those released. They said that we have non-published opportunities. And there was one that said, hey, I want to talk with Como as soon as possible. That happened. And 18 months later, it turned into a multi-million-dollar award with CMS. And the cool thing about this is me and Como in front of CMS. She called me the day before that she was showing up to CMS. This is literally 15 minutes from my house. So I was like, let's get together. So we got together for coffee, took this picture outside of CMS. And this was a project, as I mentioned, a multi-million-dollar contract. No competition. Not only that, she got introduced to a prime. The prime had headroom on their contract. The project people took them into the prime. Now she's got a relationship with a prime that she didn't have a relationship with. One of my favorite stories. I love this. I will show this testimony. Hold on a second. I forgot I had this because I did this last year. Hold on one sec. I'm going to share this out and you guys can hear what Como says about us. How about that? You guys ready? Hold on.
You should never stop this.
Hold it. Ready? Here we go.
You should never stop this service of GovBrief ever. You're not allowed to.
I got that recorded. I'm putting that on GovBrief.
We finally got to compare it to yesterday, right? Yeah. I sat through that and I was back in college 30 years ago going, man, this would be so much more fun if I had a beer here under the table. You're a great MC and it allows us to do a good presentation. I had a friend of mine who actually went and found our video about RPA online, watched it so she could learn about RPA. She said it was easier to learn about RPA by watching your video that you'd done for that 1 hour than it was to go read stuff about it.
That's a great compliment. That's a great compliment. That's why you're not allowed to stop this service at GovBrief.
Exactly.
I'm saying that again on record.
I love it. She's one of my favorite people. The most important thing that we want to do is get our fingerprints on the scope of work. In this instance, they showed up because they had the need for robotic process automation. They were looking for solutions. They saw Como as the expert, and they won. And this is what I love. So with GovBrief, we have limited space. We're looking for new clients who, number one, know they have a solution for the federal market. If you have a solution, we can help you get that solution in front of people. And you know the importance of influence. That means you know that you need to get ahead of the RFP. And you know that you need to engage these folks. And that you want to take advantage of the current events, whatever they happen to be. The things that are happening today. We have brand new things that are happening every day. The president is putting out executive orders like nobody's business. So the question is this you? Is this what you would like to do? And if you would like to do it, I'm going to end this poll. I'm going to go back and ask you this. Are you ready to get into the green? Do you want to be in front of program people as soon as possible? You're talking about October, November. Perfect time for planning. Perfect time for planning. Maybe you need to sell this upstream. We will help you sell it upstream. And if you're not ready, that's okay. We know folks that can help you get ready. And if you don't think the feds will buy what you sell, I would disagree with that. But maybe it's a maybe. I love this. So let me know if you're skeptical We'll show you how it works. We'll show you what you need to do to be able to do it. And then let me know when you would like to do it. Because that's why we're here. We're here to be able to showcase what GovBrief is about and how it works. And I'm going to get into a little bit of the details so you know kind of how it works for everybody to get into this. So just a quick recap. A couple things that I mentioned earlier. This is government-focused education sessions. It's not meant to be a pitch. The pitch is you to be the subject matter expert. It can be used for products or services. You are the expert. You're the industry expert. They need to hear from you. We use Zoom just like this. You can also use Teams if you want to. It's professionally hosted. You'll see this in all of the, just about all. I'm working on finding some other folks to be able to do it, but we do professional hosting. They're 40 to 55 minutes long. We want people to be able to engage and interact with us, and we want to get them out for the next meeting. We usually do them on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because Monday's a weirdo day and Friday half the people are off. A lot of times they're switching off Mondays and Fridays. They're usually 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern time. We do shift this from time to time. If you have a preferred schedule, we can do that. We use these repeatedly, and we recommend them to do every 6 to 8 weeks if you want to do it, right? So, I don't know why that did that weirdo thing. We recommend every 6 to 8 weeks. No briefings between 9/1 and 10/15 because generally they're busy. Although last year, we had to push one into middle of September, and we still had 75 people show up. So I'm up for discussion on that, but we're not doing any this year because everything's booked up. So driving decision makers that we're talking about these folks. SES and directors, that's the senior executive service directors, high-level people, program managers, contracting officers. We do drive some of those. Influencers and end users. Establish you as the SME, builds your reputation, and I'm telling you, there's nothing like having somebody say, I have a current need. Gives us the ability to qualify our prospects so that we can do what? So we can get our fingerprints all over the scope of work. And I will say this. If you do not influence the RFP, if you don't get your fingerprints on that scope of work, if you're not ahead influencing the requirement, your competitor will. They are already. So I highly encourage you, if you would, just go ahead and let me know that you would like to participate. And Rob, I think you got some things cooking there for us too, if you'd like to meet with us. I will say this, for those of you who are wondering how much it costs, I will put it out. It's simple pricing. A single briefing is $7,500. 3 briefings are $15,750. 6 briefings are $26,100. That's right. That's it. Now, if you have sticker shock, compare it to how much you spend to reach a single decision maker by going to an event. And here you're talking about dozens, sometimes hundreds. Every one of these, I would say, listen, if you're not sure, try one. Try one. Average, 84 attendees. That's our average. 84 attendees. About 111 is our is the number of registrants. So it tells you that we can get out in front and we can identify these people. Includes your onboarding, includes ISI Federal buyer research in your market. That's equivalent to Market Essentials Lite. Market Essentials is $4,500, $2,000 for Market Essentials Lite for what we do with ISI Federal. And we handle everything. And if you need an ad hoc later on, after you do the onboarding and we do the intelligence, it's $4,500 each if you want to do it. But if you want to sign up for a single briefing, $7,500 to get the first one out. The rest of them are $4,500. whenever you want to do it. But if you want to do 3 briefings, there's discount there. And then our best pricing is $26,100 for 6 briefings. And after that, they're $38.50 if you want to do those in addition. So there you go. So all you need to do is sign the agreement. We'll make you look good. Pick your briefing date and schedule onboarding. If you haven't scheduled it yet, I think, Rob, you've been working on that on the outside. Now I'm going to take some questions. If you need to jump, you go ahead. Here's my contact information as well. I'd love to talk with you about additional marketing services that we have. We have different products that we use and have out in the marketplace as well to help reach the contracting officer. Today is about the program people. That's why we do this. Anybody have any questions for what we do? I will make sure that you guys get where you want to go. Well, guys, that's it. I appreciate you joining us and letting us do our spiel for you. We do a lot of this all the time. You're welcome, Rosita. Always good to see you. Please let us know if there's anything you would like us to do. Would love to have you on board. We're booking up October, November, December. Yes, hold on a second, Bob. I will get that for you right now. In fact, I'm going to put that in the chat. I'll show you a couple.
Bob is on your calendar for Thursday, Dave, just so you know.
Awesomeness.
We already got him.
I got him. I love it. Hold on a sec. But I did want to look at my, you can go, I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to all of the GovBrief videos. I'm going to send this link. You can choose any one you want. Now, some of these are rough and some of these are finished. And I'll show you why that is. Cool? Hold on a second. I'm going to switch my screen. Share on this one. All right. So the reason why, so these, this is building authentic. So this is the raw version. This one hasn't been finalized yet. This just got done. That the finalization is coming. Now this one is the one for Steve. So this is, I'm going to put this into the chat for you. This is Steve's, the one that Steve had. This is the fuel. Finished version. You can see what we do is we create a finalized video that looks like this. So it's not CNN or ESPN or anything like that, but it's better than Teams. And this way you have your information right here if they'd like to contact you at any time. And you can use this for your own marketing materials. Let me see if I can find the one for, this is meeting requirements. There's the AI. This is the one for AI, where with Divine. This is the AI version, and you'll see a lot of similarities within these. I'll give you another one real quick. Let me go back. We had there's a whole bunch in here. You can see what you can take a look at these. You'll see which ones are finished by just hovering over them. We don't remove the other ones because they the government has both links. We send out 2 emails, one with the raw one, which is right away, and then one with the finished one after we get it done. So there's some examples there. Any other questions? And let me know if you would like, you have any other questions or want some more examples. And let me know what you guys do as well. But you can see we've done a bunch of these. We've done a bunch of them. So we'd love to have you on board and to help you do it as well. So thanks for letting me do my thing. And if you'd like a meeting, please just let Rob know and he'll get it on the calendar. Did you put a calendar invite out there, Rob? I know. Did Rob leave? Oh, you're muted. If there are no PM lists, how do they all get the invitation? That's a great question, Gary. We have an idea. We know kind of who program people are in the upper echelons. We look at their pay grade, and we look at kind of where the OPM. We have job titles from OPM, Office of Personnel Management, and we target those job titles. And what's interesting, Gary, is that when we push it out, about a third, somewhere between 25 and 33%, quarter to a third, are people we don't even have in our database, because it gets sent out and then that gets forwarded to somebody else. And they're like, maybe you'll be interested in, I heard you were talking about it. And that's how we expand our database as well. But we really don't know. We have 1.4 million contacts in our database, and we don't market to all of them, but we like pick and choose. But every time we do it, we meet new people. Am I on? Hang on a second. Give me a second, Gary. Go ahead. Unmute, Gary, if you would.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks. No, I think you answered my question, so I appreciate it. So
Yeah.
maybe we can get together later this week.
I love it. I appreciate it, Gary. Always
Thank you,
good.
sir.
Thanks, man. Love it. Anybody else? I got. You can unmute if you want to chat for a minute. We can chat. But that was a great question, and it's kind of like, I call it shaking the tree and see what nuts fall out. That's what I call it. So, all right, guys. Well, I don't want to hold you guys up anymore. I just really appreciate you taking a few minutes to hear about GovBrief and some of the successes. I tell you what, we had, and one of the things we didn't even talk about is we market for a company for employee benefits, which gives us additional information on everybody that we reach out to. And the cool thing is we had 684 sign up. And Bob, I love it. Bob, unmute for a second. You're commenting on my instrumentation over here. I love it. What do you play, Bob?
I have a Fender Stratocaster.
You do you? I need a Strat.
And
But
a Guild acoustic. So.
And you have an old acoustic. So
Yeah.
so this is a Telly, obviously.
Obviously.
I want a Strat, but I was playing a Strat down in Florida. I was sitting in with some people, and I kept hitting the volume button with my
The
hand.
switch.
I'm like,
Always hit the switch with
yeah, you hit the switch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, that was really driving me nuts, and I would have to get used to it. But but thanks for the comments. I love it.
Yeah, the telly body would be hard for me to get used to. So
it's funny because it does have that dig in feeling, right? Because yours is sculpted, but this one's just such a really, really good tone. So anyway, where are you located?
I'm in Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. That is not close to me, man. maybe somewhere along the line we'll cross paths and we'll have to go.
Well, that's why 7 a.m. was not going to work for me. So, so we're talking at 8. So
I heard that. Sounds good, man. I appreciate it. All right, guys, we're gonna let you guys get out of here. Thank you, Garrett. Appreciate that. And it is really difficult for me to talk about myself like this. It's much easier for other people to do it. But I really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks, guys.